It is March 19th, just about 9 o'clock in the morning. My family has headed off to work and school, and I'm just stepping into the studio for the first time this morning, getting ready to varnish these paintings so that I can get them out for release later this week. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Just about to varnish this, and I just noticed that this square is a little not square. Got my ruler here. 6 inches. A little less than 6 inches. Slightly off square, this lovely little painting, but maybe that's what makes it unique. Hey Bixby, you want to go for a walk while we wait for the varnish to dry? You go for a walk? Good boy, Bixby. You having a nice walk? Tape off all my edges. Here's my big pile of tape. This big one here is going to South Carolina, to the Miller Gallery, for a show coming up that's called The Playlist. So if you're interested in this painting, go follow the Miller Gallery and inquire there. That show is coming up soon. Middle of April, I think. 3 of these smaller paper paintings this release that I think are really lovely. They're very nice and loose. There's some unexpected color in there. I'll be interested to see what kind of prints these make. Look at that little tree trunk there, scratched into the paint. Let's take a look at what's been going on in my sketchbook this month. Some of the work in here is from a sketchbook class that I'm currently enrolled in, taught by Amanda Bittner, and it's a virtual class that we meet once a week for 12 weeks, and one of the things we're working on right now is sort of methods of abstraction. And so one thing Amanda had us do on this particular day was make a list of words that describe our working methods, and then to think about these aspects of our work and how we can push them a little more in our sketches. So it's this one here, says it's for March 1st with markers, looks like markers and some pencil crayon in there. These are just some really quick, usually timed sketches where I've set the timer on my watch, only given myself a short amount of time. Maybe looking at a reference, maybe not looking at a reference, just grabbing whatever materials are at hand, just not thinking a little too much, just trying to be very quick and allow my intuition to take over a bit. So here I've started to label some of the things that I'm doing. This was March 7th, and it was 3 minutes with a reference and 10 minutes without. So I had only 3 minutes to look at the reference and sort of get the lay of the land, get some details in, and then 10 minutes to sort of fill it in whatever way I wanted to. Similar thing here, 1.5 minutes with a reference and only 10 minutes without. And then here, only 30 seconds with a reference and 8 minutes without. Looks like I've got some gel pen, pencil, markers. This is a fluorescent pencil crayon that I have that I love. We also did this polarities chart where we wrote down some adjectives that describe our work, and then we wrote down the opposite, and then we sort of had to plot where our work usually lands between the two. It was just a helpful thought exercise, thinking about pushing our work and just being conscious of the choices that we make. Here's a quick sketch from March 9th. Lots of different things going on here. I think this is about when I decided I was going to start doing morning sketchbook work. So what I started was, first thing when I wake up at 6 a.m., very first thing I do is make coffee. And then when I sit down with my cup of coffee, I start sketching right away and just doing some really quick sketches to loosen me up and get me ready for a day in the studio. This one's only 3 minutes with, looks like some sort of a crayon. This is a 5-minute sketch, and I'm likely looking at some reference photos that I just have like a stack of reference photos. So I probably just shuffle through, grab one that catches my eye, and get to work. This one is a 5-minute continuous line drawing, which means I've taken, looks like a black pen, and I've drawn without lifting the pen off the paper. I've just sort of continuously and quickly drawn the shapes, and then 5 minutes of coloring. And I've used pencil crayon and markers here. 15 minutes of too muchery. I mustn't have been impressed with this. Looking at it now, I quite like it. But there's lots of things going on. Yeah, it's pretty fun. I like that. March 10th, a slower sketch. Must have been feeling like doing something slower paced that morning. Here on March 11th, I've done a 5-minute sketch with the reference and a 10-minute color. Some flowers, and then probably the same flowers, a 4-minute sketch here on the same morning. And then some landscapes. This one's from March 12th. Continuous line drawing, looks like I did with maybe an orange or a pink pencil crayon for 8 minutes, and then colored it for 20. And here, March 12th, the 10-minute drawing with reference. This one's not labeled, but it looks like a quick sort of scribble drawing, 2 different colors of pencil. Looks like I started adding some other media at the top here, but maybe ran out of time. I really like this one. This is a quick 4-minute drawing of a tree line in one of my reference photos from March 14th. This type of abstraction in drawing has really caught my interest, and it's got me thinking about maybe doing some larger drawings in the month of April. We'll see where that goes. March 14th, I did an 8-minute drawing with markers, and then another 4-minute drawing of shadow shapes. And then here's a little work that we did for the sketch class. We are learning how to deconstruct and reconstruct our references by making lots of little thumbnail sketches, sort of choosing our favorites out of those thumbnails and then making studies of them. So this one is a shape mass study. This one's about directional line. This one's about value. Not sure what this one's about. And then I've repeated that exercise again. One thing I noticed when I repeated the exercise on my own was that I really get bored quickly. So this is all the same reference here, and then all of a sudden I feel like I switched to a different reference because I got bored. And then I used this one here, here, and here, but there's a different reference used here. So lots of times I just do what I want. I don't really follow my own rules. And then this one is from yesterday, a 5-minute marker drawing. And then this morning, I didn't keep track of time, I guess. A quick drawing and a couple more quick drawings from this morning. So yeah, this sketchbook is about halfway finished, which is kind of fun. I'm excited to finish filling it up.